Hello friends, welcome to Catapedia. My name is Kat and today I'll be sharing my current top 3 quirky shows that I've really enjoyed finding, and I feel like you would too, if you're into quirky shows. So the reason why I've called them quirky is because, as you will find, they're funny, but they also don't exactly fit into just the comedy genre, and I wanted to find a better way to describe them because they're not drama either. They're not going to leave you sort of emotionally drained or super emotionally invested with a specific character. But at the same time, they're not the type where you would just sort of, have your dinner and not concentrate at all, because the dialogue gets so good that you don't want to miss it. So at number 3, we have...
I am the stone that the builder refused. I am the visual, the inspiration that made ladies sing the blues. I'm the spark that makes your idea.
That is the opening song by an artist called Asheru, or Asheru, hope I'm not butchering it. That is the opening theme tune to Boondocks. Now this is not a new series, but I only recently came across it because of a friend's recommendation, and oh my gosh, it is strangely magnetic. It's an American sitcom comedy that was created by Aaron McGruder. It is based on a comic strip of the same name by Aaron McGruder as well. The whole show has this really jazzy rhythm. It's very satirical. It has a lot of political commentary, a lot of references to Black culture. Aaron McGruder actually studied African American studies at university, and then from what I gather, he used what he studied there to create the core characters of Boondocks. The premise of the series is a grandfather with his 2 grandsons. They move out of a Black community and they move into a sort of very upper middle, or maybe even lower upper, or maybe even just upper class white community. There's a lot of commentary about lifestyle differences, cultural differences, social class.
I'm not a prophet, but sometimes I have prophetic dreams, like the one where I was at a garden party. Excuse me, everyone, I have a brief announcement to make. Jesus was black, Ronald Reagan was the devil, and the government is lying about 9/11. Thank you for your time and good night.
And in fact, an interesting piece of information is that there is a lot of use of the N-word, which is quite controversial, but according to the creator, it was, real to life, and he wanted that. In fact, one of the first comments that he had when he was pitching the pilot episode was that it's a great concept, great writing, but it's too networky. So he tried to go around that and then create the rest of the show by just telling stories.
I want to keep you here if you don't want to. Your granddad wants to make sure I make you do just 1 drawing a day. Then you can go.
I just gotta draw one thing? I wasn't really trying. I could do better if I wanted.
Oh, I'm sure.
You ain't have to ball it up and throw it in the trash. You know what? That's disrespectful. Your mama should have raised you better. I wasn't even really trying.
Ooh, another interesting piece of information is that when I watched the first episode, I instantly said, this reminds me of anime. Like Japanese anime. And then after looking it up, it turns out that Aaron McGruder was actually influenced by his love of manga and anime, so he wanted it to be created in the same style, which he did. It used to be a Japanese animation studio that was leading the work, but is now, or was back then, continued by an Emmy Award-winning Korean animation studio. Wow! The visuals are fantastic. There are a lot of references to parts of history that did happen, but they kind of mix it in with fiction. So you're always trying to find these references. Super fun and kind of educational too. It's also a sort of into understanding Black culture a lot better if you're not very familiar with it. Oh, and one thing that makes it really relevant is apparently there's going to be a bunch of seasons that are going to be created for 2021, which is this year, on HBO Max by the same creator, Aaron McGruder. I'm super excited for this because I thought it was fantastic writing and super funny. Yeah, it was really funny. I guess it's kind of like political, satirical comedy, something like that.
You don't have to do a traditional Christmas play. No, you can do whatever you want.
You'll be fired.
Fired? For what?
For being an irresponsible white person.
I would really love to see your vision.
Vision? What do you know about my vision? My vision would turn your world upside down, tear asunder your illusions, and send the sanctuary of your own ignorance crashing down around you. Now ask yourself, are you really ready to see that vision?
We'll give you complete creative control.
I want it in writing.
At number 2, we have... Okay, some people might not agree with me about this, but I really enjoyed Disenchantment. It is created by the same person who created Simpsons. Oh my gosh, so many names that I feel like I'm just butchering all of them. But anyway, so it's created by Matt Groening, and it's the first one that was not created for a network. It only lives on Netflix so far. It began airing in 2018. It's 4 parts, but it's 2 seasons. I think we should expect the final 10 episodes in 2022. Now this is set in a medieval fantasy land. It's super interesting because it's not just funny, but it's smart funny. The lead role is Bean, and she is a super, independent young lady who wants to take on the world, who won't take crap from anyone.
All in.
Call.
2 pair.
Not so fast. 3 me's.
Well, that's only 2.
1, 2, me. Money's mine.
It was slightly controversial at one point because they thought that it was kind of stereotyping feminism. You might have felt that in the beginning of season 1, but then gradually the writing does improve. And this one, it's about this trio that you end up really rooting for. It's Bean, Lucy, and Elfo. Now Elfo, as you can tell, is an elf.
I'm Elfo, by the way. What's your name?
We are but humble people. We have no names, but you can call me Farmer.
Our food is not flavorful, but we humbly offer it for your sustenance.
Are you kidding me? This stuff looks amazing. All I've ever eaten is candy.
Candy? Are you a king?
No. Oh,
I am sorry our food will bring you no joy.
this is delicious.
I beg you, sir. We are far too humble to receive praise.
I can't help it. You deserve praise.
We deserve to be beaten with our food.
Well, I would rather eat it. It's so incredibly good.
Now you've praised us too far. You must leave our humble home.
Get out, praiser!
Thanks again. It was delicious.
You're ruining our life!
And Lucy is like devilish demon who's kind of working his way up the ranks.
Open the gates of... the ribbon. You are hereby cursed from the deepest depths of the underworld!
You look great, though. Nice to meet you. They call me Lucy. First up, not a ghost. Ghosts are losers that got murdered. I am a demon.
Oh, that's no lady's mace.
The 3 of them become really good friends, and you just want to root for them. They're so fun, and they're so cute, and they help each other, save each other, get each other in trouble. And then in the second season, a new world is introduced, which is very exciting because, the original world is medieval, and then this new world is very futuristic. So you get to see the clash of these 2 worlds. It is quite out there, I would say, the ideas, because you don't always know what to expect. And it has a lot of 1-2-liner jokes, which I loved. I know that there were some people who said that it was kind of dull in the beginning, but I would say it was fun. It's not addictive, because you know how there are some shows that are really addictive. This was not one of those addictive shows, I think. And the way that Groening describes this is it's a child from Game of Thrones and Simpsons. That's kind of fun, right? And one thing that I did really like is that part 3 of the series, so beginning of the second season, focused a lot on love, loss, and mental health. It's really important to me when they try and include that in a series, because I feel like that brings awareness to people, and mental health is sort of more talked about then, so good job. And then at number 1, Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. This is something that I came across because I saw it recommended on Netflix, and I clicked on it not really knowing what to expect. And then when we started watching it, I was a little surprised, to be honest. The first episode, I was so confused about everything that was happening that I thought, you know what, maybe it's not worth investing the time. And then I thought, okay, you gotta give it a shot. You've got to. I mean, they've put in so much time and effort, right? So I thought, okay, it seems pretty well acted, the set, the costumes, everything seems really good. So I thought, all right, I'm confused, but I will give it a shot. I will let it play out the second episode. And then the third episode. And I think it was by the 4th episode, I was pretty sold on it. If we're talking about having an experience when you're watching a show, this is it. It is an experience. I feel like that is the best way to describe it. It's extremely quirky. If any of these 3 shows are described as the word quirky, this has to be it.
Hi. Right, now you're gonna get... What the hell, man? You, what the hell? No, me, what the hell? How did you get in here? The window, obviously.
It's about this holistic detective called Dirk Gently, and then he kind of sees connections around the world, and then he solves crime by relying on fate, and things just sort of happen. And then you get his sidekick, Todd, who doesn't want to be a sidekick, but kind of ends up being a sidekick.
You seem like a nice guy. Or, not nice, but you seem like a guy, okay? You seem like a guy, but I can't do this. I'm a murder suspect, okay? I'm broke
Don't be silly. Money won't be a problem for you soon, Todd.
How do you figure that?
Now that I've told you you're working the case, you're working the case. The universe will make you a part of this, whether you are complicit or not. You are now a vital part of the investigation.
Well, so who's gonna pay me? You?
Probably not.
There are a lot of, very human life lessons to be learnt about their kind of friendship, I guess. And it's very nice. It's very heartwarming and somewhat positive, but do not mistaken this to be a completely family-friendly series, because it is quite violent. See, this is why it was so hard to categorize these shows. Like this one, it is funny, it's extremely quirky, it's positive and heartwarming, but extremely violent. Oh, and if you know Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, this show is based on books by the same writer, Douglas Adams. So I feel like, if you enjoy that sort of thing, then you would definitely enjoy watching this. Unfortunately, season 3 didn't find a home. So after season 2, they announced that it's not coming back. The show got cancelled. It was originally by BBC America with Netflix, I think. Oh, I can't believe they cancelled it. It's such a good creation. I hope whoever is part of creating this sees this and knows that, yes, okay, so the views per episode might have gone down a little bit for the second season, but it's a really good creation and I want to see where it goes next. And I think a lot of the fans did too, which is why they started signing a petition, which got 100,000 something like that. So the signatures, please find a home for season 3. I know you've sold off a lot of the costumes and things in 2020 because you found out that there was not going to be a season 3, blah, blah, blah. But it will be worth it. So yeah, here you are. The 3 shows that I am really vouching for right now. Boondocks, I think I talked a lot about. Not as much about Disenchantment, and then least about Dirk Gently. Because I feel like once you say it's done by Douglas Adams, people know to expect something quirky. It is a roller coaster ride. You will not know what to expect. If you want your creative senses to be tingled, I think. Yeah, if you want them to be tingled, then this is the show to watch, I promise. You will not regret it after 4 episodes. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it was somewhat useful, and like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below what your views are on these shows, and maybe if you have some other quirky shows that you want to share with the world. I hope to see you next time. Bye!